Hey guys, Andrew Farabee here, founder of Knowledge for Men, and inside this video, I'm going to be talking about the 10 reasons why every man needs a men's coach in order to break through in his life, business, and relationships. Okay, and so if you click the link below, go in the description, click the link, it'll take you to the article of what I'm going to read right here, and then I'm going to read, do a little impromptu, and add more value since you're here live on the video. And so I'm going to start the article. Go ahead and click on over, and you can kind of look at both of these as we go along. So, where have all the great men gone? Henry David Thoreau wrote, "The mass of men live lives of quiet desperation. Look around you. This is as true now as it was back then, damn it. How many men sit around in traffic absent-mindedly listening to some ridiculous song on the radio, wondering exactly what the hell happened to my life?" He longed to travel the world with his beauty, but instead got 2 weeks vacation and settled for Betty from accounting. He wanted to discover his mission in life, but he's stuck between which lousy 401k plan gives him enough pennies to scrape by when he's old and gray. He wanted to stand for meaning and purpose. Instead, he's imprisoned in a square building on the other side of town. He wanted to fight that noble battle, yet somehow ended up with a black lazy boy couch with cup holders for his beverage of choice for the day while he watches Conor McGregor in the octagon. He wanted to create wealth for himself, and he's reading Rich Dad Poor Dad, yet he got himself into debt and endless payments, keeping his nose barely just above water. He did everything right and wanted his life to be this amazing adventure, but here he sits, stewing in traffic on the 101 highway, living a life of quiet desperation. There's a serious problem here that men aren't talking about, and instead we numb ourselves with mindless, numbing activities and the instant gratifications of the 21st century. Why is it that males depicted today are Homer Simpson, Al Bundy, and Peter Griffin from Family Guy, men who drink endlessly, do drugs, and degrade women? Is that what we chose to glorify and have slowly become? Where are the Julius Caesars, the Winston Churchills, the Abraham Lincolns? Look, did you know the suicide rate for men is 3.5 times higher than that of women? The divorce rate hovers above 58%, mostly initiated by women, leaving men devastated and hopeless with no real support system to recover. Men are 3 times more likely to become alcohol and drug dependent and really just masking their problems rather than facing their problems and solving them. You'd think men would reach out with all these problems, right? But men are actually less likely to reach out for support than that of women. Let's be clear here, okay? Men's coaching does not mean that you are weak or incapable of doing something yourself. Coaching allows you to grow faster by leveraging the guidance of someone with the perspective, experience, and know-how to get to where you desire to be. Someone to hold you accountable, give it to you straight, to finally free of the bullshit story that you've been telling yourself all of these years, perhaps even decades. Let's be honest here. Luke wouldn't be Luke without Obi-Wan, right? Marcus Aurelius wouldn't be Marcus without Epictetus, right? Tony Robbins wouldn't be Tony without Jim Rohn. Rocky wouldn't be Rocky without Mick, right? Okay, so you're crazy to think that you're any different, that you're just going to go out and be great and do it all on your own and figure it all out yourself, okay? If you want to be great, then you need help getting there. Men more than ever need coaches to guide them to unleash their greatness in life, business, and their relationships. So let's dive into the 10 reasons right now why a men's coach empowers you today. Number 1, you need someone to talk to who doesn't just listen but helps you step the fuck up. Okay, their therapists, counselors, and psychiatrists, they'll listen to you. They'll give you drugs and put you in a circle of other sobbing individuals who have not yet even recovered from their pain. They don't necessarily stand for your greatness, your values. They don't challenge you to become the strongest version of yourself. They allow you to play small and hide. Okay, truthfully, you actually probably knew within minutes of meeting your therapist or counselor or psychiatrist that they weren't going to work, that they won't get through to you, and you secretly like it because you can keep doing what you've always done, yet you still pay for it because it feels like you're trying something, and now it's no longer your fault that you're not getting better. It's theirs. A men's coach spots your bullshit right before you even open your mouth. You aren't able to hide and play small and play these games any longer. You have to step up with your coach. Whereas a therapist, counselors, and psychiatrists or psychologists, they kind of let you get away with your bullshit. Even the childish behaviors that you've been acting that have been preventing you from moving forward in your life. Okay, here's one way to look at it. Counseling. Let's solve a short-term issue, and if I can't solve it, then I'll refer you to one of the options below. Therapy. Let's dig into your past and we'll focus on 10 other issues going on in your life that you didn't even know you had, and we'll live there for quite some time. Every now and then, once in a blue moon, I'll tell you what you need to do, but with zero accountability or clear plan of action to getting clear results and actually making progress. Psychiatry. Let's get you hooked on this new drug and see if it works. If not, I've got another one for you, and you're actually a science experiment here for these new drugs, by the way. So just go ahead and sign here. Men's coach. Let's move forward and grow from this challenge. I understand where you're coming from and I feel your pain. I have solved it for myself and many other men just like you without taking any drugs, without taking years, and without costing you a fortune in healthcare. Look, men's coaches listen deeply. They speak in truths and are more direct and action-oriented to help you get a specific result so you can move forward and grow. In this process, you'll learn that your past challenges, if overcome, are exactly what you need to overcome in order to become a strong, grounded man. Hey, I didn't say that all this creating the life you want was going to be easy, but it is worth it. Number 2, you need someone other than your clueless friends and family to discuss women, dating, and relationships. Men's coaches specialize in relationships in many ways. The masculine-feminine dynamic is likely why they became men's coaches in the first place. Often, many men's coaches have backgrounds in pickup or dating or seduction. However, they've evolved into a healthier, more mature form of supporting men. Your coach is to relationships what a Navy SEAL is to combat. If the intense satisfaction that comes from a deeper level of intimacy with women is what you want, you ain't gonna get it by listening to your single friend whose biggest accomplishment is his freaking porn library. Your mother thinks that you're the best man alive and yet doesn't understand there's also billions of other men out there competing for that same woman, and their mothers are saying the exact same thing too. Other women that you know just tell you to be yourself and be nice to women, and the right one will come along eventually. Yet nothing is working and time is only going by. Okay, a men's coach would first start with building up your confidence and self-love. Then you identify your image of an ideal woman and relationship. Then what are you currently doing to meet this type of woman? Where are you hanging out? Is your ideal woman even at these places? You see, is your dream woman really attracted to who you are and your lifestyle, what you're doing and what you're actually putting out there? Often men have a vision of who they want to be with, but are searching for her in all the wrong places. That's if they're even searching at all and they're off the couch, they're not watching Netflix and playing video games or drinking beers when they're going out so that they're just so drunk, they're not even actually creating relationships. It's like trying to sell ice to Eskimos. Why the hell would they want it? Instead, you need to sell your deliciously cool and satisfying ice on the sun-baked beaches of Southern California. Get the idea? A men's coach will work with you from the inside out and turn your dating life or existing relationship into something extraordinary. Your coach achieves this with proven practices that have proven to work for many men before you. You don't have to struggle being single or in a relationship any longer when you have a men's coach. Number 3, heavy masculine accountability. When a strong, grounded man with absolute conviction asks you to do something, you do it. Letting a men's coach down is very different from letting your counselor down. There is a deeper respect and bond that's developed with your men's coach. It's the masculine nature to be a man of your word. If you tell a strong, grounded man you'll do something and you don't, you're breaking your word and your bond with the coach. You see, it's not about money with a men's coach. It's about being a man of integrity. If your word means nothing, then are you really a man? What do you really stand for here? When a man is held accountable by someone he deeply respects, then he focuses harder and takes the right actions and gets positive and satisfying results. You can't hide. You can't play small. You can't live with the excuse that you've been using for decades anymore with your men's coach. The pain you feel when you let down someone you greatly respect will propel you into action. It's a big reality check for you in that moment when your men's coach is not buying into that little story. You'll be thinking in the back of your head, he's right. I can't believe I've gotten away with this for so long. It's time to change. Quote, if you hang out with chickens, you're gonna cluck. If you hang out with eagles, you're gonna fly. Steve Marabelli. Having a men's coach doesn't make you weak or incapable. It makes you smart for investing in yourself with the person who will help you become great. Any coward can shy away from help because he's afraid to look foolish, but it's the truly strong and brave man who stands up and asks for a guiding hand. Number 4, you did not have strong masculine role models growing up. Maybe your father wasn't the best role model for you and therefore you lack a masculine identity. This isn't putting down on your father, okay? He likely did the best he could with what he was given from his father. You may struggle with how to treat women, especially attractive women. You may struggle standing up for yourself. You may avoid or put off conflict so as not to upset anyone or cause any problems. This prevents you from getting your needs met as a man and often hides this deep frustration inside where sometimes it uncontrollably explodes. You are a nice guy who does things in order to get people to like you. You don't stand up for people, your own values, because other people's approval is more important than your own. Okay? Men who experience this lean towards a more feminine nature, which is beneficial at times. However, to be a great man, that masculine energy has to be there too. In addition, it's a balance of both. It's not just one or the other, all feminine, all masculine. Balancing both the masculine and the feminine energies are crucial. It is more important than ever to have that masculine energy to get you to the next level in your life, business, and relationships. The other side of this coin is the overachiever guy. These men hustle hard to mask their pain and validate themselves through external success in work, creating wealth, and buying flashy things like a car, house, or clothes. It can be a never-ending cycle for decades to prove to others that you are worthy of respect, love, and connection. There's nothing wrong with achievement so long as you achieve for yourself and not to simply win the approval of others. With the men's coach, you have someone with real backbone to boost your masculinity and increase your confidence. You learn the right ways to get your needs met, speak your truth, and be respected by others, and most importantly, yourself. Number 5, you give away your masculine power to women. Woody Allen said 90% of success is showing up. The problem is real men aren't showing up in the world for women. Men have lost the beauty of their masculine edge and women are starving for it. When you look at an attractive woman, you immediately start thinking of what it would be like to have sex with her. In your conversations and interactions with women, you're constantly checking out her boobs, her butt, her legs, her hips, her lips. You're not present with her at all, and she knows this. You're trying to get something from her rather than trying to build something with her. She could tell you to do something, and without question, you would bend over backwards for her. This behavior actually puts you at the mercy of women. She owns you and loses all respect for you. She treats you like a little boy because that's exactly how you're acting. A physically big man with no inner backbone, one of the biggest turnoffs of all for all women and all of her friends. The whole time she's confused why you do this to yourself, but of course she'll happily take advantage of this opportunity and treat you like a boy because this is what you're telling her to do unconsciously, so she's going to act appropriately. Working with a men's coach helps you regain your masculine power and become more respected and attractive to women. A men's coach not only helps you keep your masculine power, you multiply it. Number 6, you're a leaf in the wind without a real purpose. You're lost and have no idea what you're doing or even why you're doing it. You follow the crowd aimlessly moving through life unconsciously. You haven't taken a step back and looked inward and asked yourself, what do I really want as a man in all aspects of my life? One of the most powerful things you can do is doing that at least once a month to make sure that you're living in alignment to what you truly value. Instead, most people are actually just doing what they think they should be doing based off what society values instead of what they actually value, and they're not being a strong, grounded man. You haven't taken a step back and really done those things. Because you haven't done this, you grind Monday through Friday and live for the weekends. Vacations are your escape, and alcohol and your drug of choice becomes your remedy to reduce the pain of not knowing who you are or where you're going in life. You tend to spend money on lavish external things like cars or clothes and needless household items in the hopes of finding some tiny spurt of happiness. Because it's artificial and superficial, it goes away the following week, so you're left in an endless cycle of consumption. Every man needs a fight, not a physical fight, but a mission to fight for. Quote, your purpose in life is to find your purpose and give your whole heart and soul to it, the Buddha. Something that's really greater than yourself and possibly noble enough that you would actually die for it. A men's coach empowers you to find your path and purpose and gives your life more meaning. Now you wake up excited for the day, enjoying higher levels of clarity, drive, and direction. Number 7, the freedom to express oneself fully. At the core of every man is the desire to be free, yet ironically, many men often confine themselves to a cage. Let me explain. You've locked your emotions up and pretend to be a strong man when you're hurting inside and barely holding it together. Or maybe even worse, you're completely unaware of this and you don't even feel this pain anymore since it's been locked away for so long in a cage. You've bought into the story that big boys don't show emotion or even cry, a completely human emotion. When a man does this, he shuts down a piece of his heart and becomes less human and more of a robot programmed by society. Crying is a natural thing that humans do, no different than going to the John and taking a piss. If you don't urinate, you're in pain. When you urinate, the pain is gone. It's that simple. It's a release that is necessary. It's a necessary requirement for healthy living. Quote, expose yourself to your deepest fear. After that fear has no power, and the fear of freedom shrinks and vanishes. You are free. Jim Morrison. Emotionally handicapped men become distant, angry, frustrated, and apathetic. Friendships and relationships feel more like chores. When someone asks you how you're doing, you reply with superficial answers to avoid expressing how you really feel. I'm all right, good, great, fine, not too bad, better than yesterday, I'm not broke, whatever, I'm not dead, I'm not 6 feet under. These kind of negative type of stale responses. When a man is disconnected from his heart, he becomes disconnected from the rest of the world. A men's coach makes you emotionally strong so you can connect deeply with other men and women and participate in the joys of connection and love to the fullest. Your men's coach unlocks your emotional cage so you finally experience what true freedom really means. Number 8, going through life without close male friends. I don't mean your boys you throw back beers and shots of tequila with every weekend, but men who you can share your truth with. Often men go their entire lives without close male friends who are supportive, which means they are living on the surface layer and going through life alone. Men are typically scared to approach male friends they do have in fear of judgment or thinking they'll just say, come on, be a man, or something that doesn't even help at all. Show me a man who can't connect with another man, and I'll show you a sad, borderline depressed, and lonely man. Humans need to connect at a deep level to be emotionally free and healthy. Women do it more than men do as it's more accepted in society, yet men still need to do it as well. It's no wonder that according to the American Foundation for Suicide Prevention, that the suicide rate for men is 3.5 times higher than that of women. This is a very real problem that people aren't talking about and men aren't even aware of themselves. Do you have men in your life that you can share the good, the bad, and the ugly with? Can you be vulnerable and share what's really going on in your life without being scrutinized by others or being viewed as a weak man for getting real? Men who live in the world of truths tend to be more connected to the world and those around them and find more joy, happiness, and fulfillment. Number 9, you believe being a strong man means you can't ask for help. We've been taught to believe that what makes you a man is your ability to figure things out on your own. The ego is the enemy here, and it's quite obvious, and women get a good laugh at it. You don't want to ask for help at the cost of looking weak, so you'd rather spend more money, time, and energy trying to figure something out on your own rather than just asking for help from someone who has an answer and more experience than you do. How is a white belt ever supposed to become a black belt without asking for help? How is a student ever supposed to become a master of the subject without asking questions? How could Rocky face Apollo Creed without asking for Mick's help? What makes you a strong, grounded man is your ability to admit that you can't do it alone, you don't know everything, and even if you did or could, how boring would it be to get to the top of the hill and find yourself all alone? Wouldn't you want to celebrate with others who have supported you all along? Imagine celebrating your 50th birthday and having people canceling last minute and very few people showing up to celebrate the life of you. Asking for help from a men's coach isn't a sign of weakness. Your coach won't judge you or belittle you. You get a partner with only your best interests at heart and tap into the true power that lies within. Number 10, you're playing too small and you know it, but no one can tell. You tell yourself, as long as I'm keeping up with the Jones, then who am I to try and push for higher or push for more? You played big for a period of your life, and I get it, but then you reached a level of stability and comfort, then you just slowly stopped and fell back into old habits. That man that you used to have, that vigor, that vitality, that energy, it's slowly faded away. The problem is that nothing is happening in your life. Life feels like Groundhog Day. You've become very complacent. Even if you're doing well by society standards, you've stopped giving it your all. When you play small, you stop growing. And as Tony Robbins says, if you aren't growing, you're dying. There's less gusto, fight, and vigor in a man when he's playing small. Deep down inside, the man loses respect for himself and often falls victim to the quick hits of instant gratification that society offers, like alcohol, drugs, entertainment, all of this stuff to keep your mind more occupied. This is never allowed with a men's coach. In fact, you'll hate your men's coach at times because he pushes you to do things that are way beyond your comfort zone, things you would never think that you would do. But on the other hand, you get to experience a life you never thought you could experience. You may say, screw him, I hate this guy, I'm not doing this anymore. But you'll come to realize that you're just retreating back into old habits, and you know he's right. That you know he stands for your greatness and is only supporting you and pushing you to become great. Your excuses won't work with a men's coach, so you have no other option but to take the appropriate action and be consistent and reap the benefits of becoming a stronger, grounded man. A man who plays harder and wins bigger. And when a man plays harder, he's more masculine, he's more attractive, he's more respected by others around him, and most importantly, he respects and loves himself. In conclusion, guys, men's coaches give men the power to become stronger, grounded men so that they can enjoy more freedom, happiness, and love in their lives, business, and relationships. There's a new breed of coaches out there who stand for men, and I've yet to meet a woman who wasn't excited or supportive of men taking advantage of working with a coach. Men's coaches help men and women benefit because they get to be with a strong, grounded man, a man who's focused on his purpose, he's fighting his fight, he's a lover of woman, and a man of integrity, and most importantly, the guy loves and respects himself, okay? There's a powerful man buried deep inside of you. Okay, that's been suppressed for far too long, and it's time to lead. This is really a call to all men to stand up, to wake up, to lead your life, to stop playing small, to go after your dreams, to start the adventure, to reignite the engine. You've got a V8 in your garage, you need to start it up, we got to supercharge it, we got to get going, we got to move forward in our life, our business, our careers, our relationships, our personal growth. All right, it's time to rise up and shatter the bonds that society has trapped us in. This is really a call to all men to step up right now. From this point forward, you are going to stand on this earth as a strong, grounded man. All right, we can and will do better. It isn't too late to take a stand for your own life and be the hero of your own adventure once again. Okay, I know it's scary. I know it's hard. Why would I do all of this? Look, the thing is you don't have to do it all alone. There's men out there who will stand for your greatness, who will support you, and who can challenge you, and who can hold you accountable and be there for you, okay? Are you ready to unleash the powerful man inside of you and rise to become the greatest version of yourself? All right, so this is a very serious message. It needs to be talked about. Share this video with your friends, okay? Put this on Facebook, put this on Twitter, share this on Reddit. More men need to know about this, okay? Whether they get a men's coach or not, that's not what this is about. This is about waking men up. This is a call to action. This is a call for all men to stand up and be great and stop settling, stop drinking, stop doing drugs, stop wasting time on the couch, stop just letting your life go by. Life is too short to let life go by. We have to step up. Okay, I'm telling you, man, I'm telling you. I've lost 3 family members this year alone. It's like every 3-4 months I'm at a funeral and I'm carrying a casket. Life is short, and the 2 out of the 3 were unexpected deaths. Okay, you, me, anyone in the world, we don't know when we're actually going to pass. And because of that, we need to make our life in the present the best it can ever be, and that is a choice. You have a choice to make. Are you going to step up or are you going to play small? The choice is yours, okay? If go click on the link, and if you haven't read the article, read the article. It's probably better to read it potentially. You can check out the men's coaching services that I offer at kfmcoach.com, and at the bottom of the article, there's a link there that'll take you to the coaching page where you can learn more about it and you can apply if you're interested. If not, then please just listen to the Knowledge for Men podcast. Knowledge for Men, go to iTunes, Knowledge for Men podcast, or check out some of these other videos I have here on my channel. But ultimately, man, do what's best for you. Do what's best for you, okay? You know what's best for you, so do that, all right? I'm here for you. I support you. I care about you. Let's have an awesome life. Crush the rest of your day.